more exciting action we've got for you coming up. We got the Division IV state championship now with Dominican and Cuba City getting set to start. And for more on that, let's send it courtside to Bob Bredovich and Dan Witter.
Thank you very much, Jake. Dan, all season long, Cuba City and Dominican were the top 2 ranked teams in just about every poll out there. Both teams were very impressive in semifinal wins on Thursday. Let's talk a little bit about Dominican as we check out our Menards points of the game. How about the freshman Diamond Stone? His state tournament debut is a triple-double.
Well, he's 6'9". For a freshman, his body's not looking like a freshman. His face kind of got a little baby face, but they went down to him low, and there was no answer for him.
And also the backcourt. Dwayne Wilson, Jamal Taylor coming up big. Wilson just a junior. He had 22 points in 21 minutes. That's production.
Right. They've had big leads, so I think that's something that's happened to them during the season. They're a young team, even though they're a very talented team.
Let's talk a little bit about Cuba City. The Cubans, very impressive and rolling over Oshkosh Lurds 72-27. As it's been all year long, Dan, balance the key for the Cubans.
Again, Corey Boston has been their high scorer for most of the year, but I think it's a really unselfish team in that I really like some of the assists and the passes that were made yesterday. They also have some size, which some teams Dominican runs into doesn't necessarily have that. So the balance of Cuba City is going to be important tonight.
Jerry Pettigrew calls this the most athletic Cuba City team he's had in all his years down there. He's also added a new wrinkle, the 1-3-1 defense. Talk a little bit about that and what Dominican's going to have to do against that to be effective.
Well, they still have to get the ball into the zone instead of just being content and throwing it around the outside and then taking a jump shot. So we'll see how they attack that 1-3-1. It is something that you don't see, especially with the size. He has Vossen outside, and then he has the big kid inside. So it's going to be difficult to penetrate that, although when you're 6'9", you can throw over the top of some of that.
And on the flip side, if you're Cuba City, how do you defend Stone? How do you defend that quickness on the perimeter?
Well, I think you want to make them shoot over the top of you because there is some overall length with Cuba City, so you want to keep them on the outside and keep them out of the lane, and that's one of the reasons, and rebound out of it, which is one of the tough things to do out of a zone at times.
Any edge do you see in this game at all? To me, this is a coin flip game, Dan.
It is, and we talked earlier. I'm not sure. That's why I'm anxious to see how this plays out because you don't really know. You have a thought, well, maybe Dominican's got this or that, but then you go back and Cuba City's got some definite positives too, so it could go either way.
And an excellent coaching matchup. Dan and I have great seats courtside, and we'll be back in just a bit to meet these two teams playing for the Division IV State Championship. Right now, a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Okay, Edith, you are all set with the Packers checking account.
Thank you.
And we have a special gift for you.
Oh?
Hello, Edith.
Want more Aaron Rodgers in your life?
Oh, my!
Is that part of the deal?
Oh.
Get exclusive Packers checks featuring Aaron when you open a Packers checking account. For details, go to your nearest branch or visit us online.
So do you play canasta?
All the time.
I love that game.
In Wisconsin, we believe in lessons learned early in life. Play hard and play fair. That's why Rural Mutual Insurance sponsors WIAA Athletics and the WIAA Rural Mutual Sportsmanship Award. We're proud of Wisconsin and of our 150 agents who give undivided attention before misfortune hits. Rural or city, everyone wins because with us, premiums paid here stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. Rural, it's not where you live, it's what you value. A Farm Bureau service.
Y'all ready for this?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the WIAA Division IV State Championship game between the Dominican Knights and the Cuba City Cubans. First, let's meet the starting lineups for the Dominican Knights. At guard, a 6'3" junior, number 1, Dwayne Wilson. At guard, a 6'3" senior, number 3, Jamal Taylor. At guard, a 6'3" senior, number 10, Breon Jordan. At forward, a 6'9" freshman, number 33, Diamond Stone. And at forward, a 6'8" senior, number 34, Sam Starkey. And the head coach of the Knights is Paul Wallersheim. And now let's meet the starting lineups for the Cuba City Cubans. At guard, a 5'9" junior, number 2, Brandon Slotts. At guard, a 6'2" senior, number 42, Nate Murray. At forward, a 6'3" senior, number 22, Corey Vossen. At forward, a 6'5" senior, number 34, Zach Adams. And at center, a 6'6" senior, number 50, Trent Denlinger. And the head coach of the Cubans is Jerry Pettigrew. Officials for today's game are Tim Jorgensen from New Franken, Dan Jagodinsky from Luxembourg, and Mike Gendron from Luxembourg.
Here are the starting lineups brought to you by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Experience the Delta Dental difference.
There you go.
A little alliteration right there.
Yeah, well,
I won't say that
there
3 times.
Go. Once is enough.
What we will say is here are your starting lineups. For Dominican, you've got the 3 seniors, Diamond Stone, the freshman, Wilson, the junior, Cuba City going with Slotts, Vossen, Adams, Murray, and Denlinger. Dominican in the black jerseys. Green numerals, white trim. Cuba City in the white jerseys. Gold numbers and black trim. Breon Jordan finds Sam Starkey. Did not start the game versus Colfax the other night. Jelassic was the starter in that one. Paul Wallersheim going with the senior in this matchup.
Well, I think they wanted to have a little more size to throw it around the outside against the zone. And if you do that against the zone, you're going to be successful.
Dwayne Wilson over the top of that 1-3-1 with the 3. And the Knights strike first. Slotts swings it up top. Adams. Now Murray, they go inside. Denlinger. Denied by Diamond Stone.
You can't let that block bother you. It's going to happen, so you're going to have to keep taking the ball to the basket. Good offense, cross screen on the baseline, and got it to the basket.
Stone had a block party the other night against Colfax.
He had 2 or 3 in one segment. People in the front row were ducking every 2 seconds.
14 blocks, 15 rebounds, and there's the second 3 of the ball game, Jamal Taylor. Well, we talked in the open about how to beat that 1-3-1. Well, there's one way.
Yeah, if you hit shots, you know, that's really an advantage.
Vossen, no, knocked around, corralled by Jamal Taylor.
It'll be interesting if there's a little bit of a deficit here, how Cuba City responds, because obviously being undefeated, they haven't been in a bad position most of the year.
Murray knocked away, coming out of there, Dwayne Wilson. Being ridden down court by Murray, and he'll pick up the personal foul. These are deep 3, too. Right here. Look at this.
From just about the same spot.
And the team's first.
First team foul on Cuba City. Starkey trying to go inside, knocked away by the Cubans.
Turnovers back-to-back, one by Cuba City and then one by Dominican.
Adams to Vossen. Follow-away jumper, it's no good. Rebound Wilson.
That's going to be open for him. They do a cross screen and then the opposite guy goes to the middle of the lane. Traveling.
Another turnover on Dominican.
They kind of want to try to beat the 1-3-1 down the floor, get a little break in there, and then get down before the defense can get set.
You see Paul Wallersheim, 17th year, a record of 349 and 66.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. There's two big win total coaches here.
The winningest all-time coach in Wisconsin on the other side, Jerry Pettigrew. Looking for career win number 819.
It leaves you speechless.
Lob pass, they look inside for Diamond Stone, and great hustle.
3 turnovers in a row now on 3 possessions.
Zach Adams getting back in the play and deflecting that pass. Denlinger going up strong, challenged by Diamond Stone.
Still taking it to him.
We saw that Thursday night with Colfax, as their 6'6" player Lane Olson kept attacking and attacking.
I'd like to see a shot fake in there and maybe use the rim for protector.
Jamal Taylor for 3. 3 threes for the Knights, and Dominican out to a 9-0 lead on Cuba City. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Self-expression can make a world of difference. Allowing individuals to express themselves is, in effect, telling them, you matter. By giving educators a voice, promoting programs like music and art, WIAA speaks for me and my students. Add your voice to the conversation at Speak Out Wisconsin on Facebook.
Save big money during the Menards March Madness sale. Outsmart the elements with Latitude wiper blades from Rain-X. They're designed to deliver the ultimate smooth, clean, chatter-free wipe. In assorted sizes, your choice, $12.79 each. Get premium results with Painter's Made Green Painter's Tape. It delivers crisp lines and cleanly removes up to 8 days later. A 4-pack of 1.5-inch or a 6-pack of 1-inch tape are $12.97 each.
Save big money at Menards.
Dominican has turned it over 3 times, but the Knights have 2 blocks, a steal. They are 3 of 4 from behind the arc. It all adds up to a 9-0 lead over Cuba City. Cubans getting some good looks, Dan, but they're 0 for 5 from the floor.
Yeah, they're going to have to either shot fake Denlinger and use the rim for protector. He's had 2 great looks inside, but that's Diamond Stone is a very good shot blocker.
Vossen to Denlinger, the big man playing up top as they swing it around.
Good offense.
Murray misfires. Again, another good look.
That was a good look. I don't have a problem at all with Cuba City's offense. They've gotten good looks. They just got to knock it down.
Jason Derby, junior guard, checking in for Cuba City. Dominican ball up by 9. Getting into the lane, Wilson tried to get it to Stone, and another turnover. That's 4 now on the Knights.
So it's either a 3-point shot made or a turnover. There's really no in between here, is there?
Yeah, and you see Paul Wallersheim encouraging his guys. I mean, you're happy with the shooting and the lead. On the other hand, you're kind of thinking we need to be more efficient. Vossen, little jump hook. Back rim, no.
Carry the ball.
Another turnover on the Knights. Well, if all you looked at was that turnover calling, you'd think that Dominican was the team in the 9-0 hole.
Well, 5 turnovers in a quarter is a lot, and a quarter is not even close to being over yet. So that's, but the 3 shots that they did make were threes. And Cuba City's really struggled on offense, not with the shots that they're getting, just putting it down.
Derby gets the high pick from Denlinger. Derby will try to launch, and he's denied by Diamond Stone. Now a run out. Wilson, and he traveled. And that look says it all right there.
Well, you got to keep going at the basket, and that's what they did. He just got tangled up in his feet and couldn't get the ball back on the floor and couldn't get rid of it. Cuba City needs a shot to go down, some kind of shot, free throw, anything they can get. Denlinger's just killing people with some screens.
Denlinger the rebound on the Vossen miss, and Denlinger will go to the free throw line. Once again, Dan, we've seen this before. We've said it again. They're getting good looks. The ball's just not going down.
Yeah, that was another good shot, but the offensive rebound, and now he's going to the free throw line. So maybe they can get a couple free throws here and then break that drought. Nope, not yet.
Checking in, Jack Jelassic for Dominican. Jelassic had 5 points in that 67-44 win over Colfax Thursday. 1-2 for Trent Denlinger, and the Cubans are on the board.
Now this 1-3-1 can be run a couple of different ways. You can trap out of it, or you can play back and protect the paint. They're overextending right now, and that's causing some problems for Dominican.
You got a very athletic Corey Vossen up top. Another athletic guy, Dwayne Wilson to the hoop, and another turnover. 7 turnovers now on Dominican, and I think we can attribute at least some of that to that 1-3-1.
Yeah, and he was trying to go too fast. He saw an opening, and he took out before he could put the ball on the floor. And again, it's been a little bit of drought for them also.
Slots get the pick from Adams.
A lot of side screen and roll for both teams.
Adams just appear to lose the handle. They'll rule it off Diamond Stone. Cuba City still looking for its first field goal in this game. Corey Vossen over Diamond Stone.
He made a great adjustment. He was going to go straight up and then saw the 6'9" center right in front of him forward, and he just faded away a little bit. Dominican's got to get something going where they're not turning it over.
That wasn't it?
No.
Let's take a look at Corey Vossen.
Very solid. He gets it inside, takes a look, doesn't hurry it, and then fades away and then knocks it down.
Cubans ball down 6. Lob inside, Denlinger backing down Diamond Stone.
Instead of just going right into him, he took a look at him, created space, and then got it off the board. Nice play. Good adjustment by Cuba City.
A bit of a drought for the Knights and a turnover.
I don't think anybody saw 8 turnovers in the first quarter.
Slots needs some help. Murray comes back to bail him out. A 5-0 run for the Cubans. Go back inside, Denlinger spinning, the kick, Vossen, nice extra pass, play. Murray for 3.
Vossen could have took that shot and he made the one extra pass. Unselfish play. Now Dominican's got to get the ball inside or at least get an open shot. They've turned it over 8 times now.
Breon Jordan for 3. 4 3-pointer for the Knights. Murray gets it knocked away from behind. Now a run out, Jamal Taylor. Knocked away by Vossen. Jordan puts it off the shot clock. And it's Cuba City basketball. Dan, once again, you mentioned it, the extra pass. Dominican now 10 turnovers in this first quarter. They had 16 total Thursday against Colfax. Vossen put back, Denlinger blocked from behind, but contact. And Denlinger will go to the line.
Cuba City's size and strength is starting to show up, especially on the offensive glass right now.
Jack Jelassic gets his first and the team's second. On the free throw line,
Jerry Pettigrew saying that's really the biggest difference between this team and some of those excellent teams he's had in the past. These guys have all committed to getting in that weight room, and you can see the results.
Reporting in for Dominican, number
Yeah, even some of their guards are put together. You know they've spent some time.
Connor Schwartz is checked in for the Knights. Denlinger, who will be attending school right here, UW-Madison next year, be a preferred walk-on on the football team. Long pass, they go for Jordan, and that goes out of bounds.
Again, they're getting them off to the side. You want to try to keep the middle or the basketball right on the side of the lane, about that width, to be able to use all the court instead of taking yourself out of it by going to one side or the other.
Final seconds, first quarter. Murray. No. Denlinger had the tip. Couldn't get it to drop. Good first quarter here at the Kohl Center, Division IV State Championship. Dominican leading Cuba City 12-9. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station.
WIAA requires good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators at education-based interscholastic events. We request your cooperation in supporting the participants and officials. Profanity, racial, sexist, or ethnic comments or other intimidating or taunting actions will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. Please enjoy today's game in positive manner.
This WIAA game summary is brought to you by Skyward, creator of Skyward School Management System and Skyward Family Access, the best solution for Wisconsin school districts and parents. Dominican has not attempted a two-point field goal. They have 11 turnovers. All of Cuba City's 9 points coming off those turnovers.
Little high-low action, kick out.
Slots pounded by Schwartz. Slots hits the deck. Schwartz gets on it. He's in trouble on the big W. Gets it to Diamond Stone. Knocked around. Now Jelassic. Breon Jordan short on that attempt.
Coach Pettigrew just yelling for people to screen. That will create some openings.
Putting it off the glass, Slots, no rebound, Diamond Stone. Wilson to the hoop, bucket, and the foul. Well, that time, Dan, in transition, the lane opened up. Wilson took advantage.
Just really looked smooth. He kind of changed a little speed right there between the half-court line and the top of the key, and then went by the defender, and then got into the lane and got a foul and finished.
Three-point play, Wilson. Now the Knights will apply some backcourt pressure. The 2012 WIAA Boys Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Vossen, a little short on that one. Diamond Stone the rebound. Wilson will launch a long three and bury it.
Those are tough shots. I don't think the defense is designed to stop those shots.
Dominican now 5 of 7 from behind the arc.
Good cross-screen action. Gravely jump.
Did the jump before he put the ball down. Well, you said it, Dan. A lot of defenses are not designed to stop the three that comes from about 5 feet behind the arc.
And, I mean, he didn't even make a pass. He just beat the defense down the court a little bit and took a deep three. Now they've moved it up a little bit. They got Stone at the free throw line.
Jamal Taylor, no. Jelasic the rebound. Wilson for three. He's got another one. Three more threes for Dominican in the second quarter, in the lead. It's back up to 12. Denlinger, and we get the foul.
Diamond Stone needs to be a little bit closer to Denlinger because he's screening people and causing some problems on the perimeter for Dominican. Guys are getting banged into, and as he's set, he's just so much bigger than they are that they end up flopping a little bit.
Closed captioning of this WIAA tournament broadcast is brought to you by your local WIAA network station. Derby for three.
They needed that one.
Jason Derby was 2 of 5 from behind the arc in that win over Oshkosh Lodge. Wilson, another three, another made three. He's feeling it.
That's impressive, and you could kind of see they reversed it, and he was there wide open, getting a shot off.
Wilson now 5 of 6, 4 of 5 from behind the arc.
One of the things Coach Pettigrew talked about in the paper earlier is that when Clausen helped him with this 1-3-1, you know, you're tempted, things aren't going very well, to maybe get out of this, you know, 1-3-1 and play a man or something, but you got to commit to it, and Coach Pettigrew is committed to it.
Jason Derby drops in another three. Steve Kloss, the former coach at Adams Friendship, who brought several teams down here to state. In the 1-3-1 defense, a staple for Adams Friendship. Well, Wilson shows he's human by missing a three, but Taylor the rebound. Jelasic from behind the arc.
We have one basket, I believe. The rest are all threes. Is that correct?
Yeah, 8 of 11 from behind the arc now as a team are the Knights, 9 of 13 from the floor. We'll run that time by Slots. Derby. They go the backdoor lob to Denlinger. Derby gets it back. We'll check that. Slots. Denlinger working hard. Can't score. The tip by Zach Adams.
Keeping after it. Really, it's kind of an even game other than the 3 points, or 3-pointers that Dominican's hitting. I mean, the baskets are pretty close.
Connor Schwartz. Nice bounce pass down low to Jamal Taylor.
That middle penetration against the 1-3-1 and the diagonal is really a weakness of that zone.
Vossen off the glass and in. Just willed that one in there.
Yeah, it was off his shoulder a little bit. He got bumped.
Wilson on the drive, draws a foul. We've got a timeout on the floor. These two teams dropping in the three-pointers. Right now, a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Ah, the workout is over. Time to recover, refuel, and re-energize. Recent studies suggest that one drink can help muscles recover faster than other leading sports drinks. Delicious, nutritious chocolate milk. With its powerful package of protein, potassium, calcium, and 6 other essential nutrients, shouldn't chocolate milk be your choice? Got chocolate milk?
Okay, Edith, you are all set with the Packers checking account.
Thank you.
And we have a special gift for you.
Oh?
Hello, Edith.
Want more Aaron Rodgers in your life?
Oh, my!
Is that part of the deal?
Get exclusive Packers checks featuring Aaron when you open a Packers checking account. For details, go to your nearest branch or visit us online.
So do you play canasta?
All the time.
I love that game.
Dominican is 8 of 11 from behind the arc. The Knights lead Cuba City 29-19, 2:41 to go here in the second quarter. Records are made to be broken, and a couple of them about to fall. Cuba City has 25 steals in this tournament. One more, and they will own the record for Division 4. And Dominican is closing in on a record as well. And we'll have more on that in just a bit. Breon Jordan to throw it in for the Knights. Taylor gets that pass around Vossen. Schwartz to Jordan. Schwartz the swing to Jamal Taylor. At 3, a little long, and Murray tracks down the rebound.
Good block out. That's, like I said, one of the weaknesses of the zone is you don't have a particular man to block out, so you have to block out an area, and they did a good job that time of making sure everybody was blocked out. A little high-low action.
Corey Vossen, it's the shot over Taylor, but the hoop wouldn't have it. And another steal. There's a record for Cuba City. We'll look to convert that into points. Swing it far side, and the three-pointer is good. Einar Fremont for 3. Points off the bench for Cuba City. Taylor trying to go down low, out of bounds. Turnover on Dominican. Well, there's a steal.
Just stepped in front. And they skip past it over the other side. Knocked it down.
How about that? Einar Fremont coming off the bench.
You got a feeling that that's what he's supposed to do, the way he didn't hesitate at all.
Fremont with the basketball. Guarded by Patrick Feldmeyer, who is checked in for Dominican. Murray hounded by Wilson and taken away by the Knights. They're running with Wilson. Diamond Stone! And one. Among the things to like about Diamond Stone is how well he runs the floor.
Returning for Cuba City, number 10, Jason Kirby, and following the basket on the free throw line, Diamond Stone shooting 1.
And that's Diamond Stone's first field goal attempt this half.
Again, they haven't taken too many shots inside the lane, or inside the three-point line for that matter. Here's a full court press, 1-2-1-1.
10-point lead Dominican.
Look to trap the first pass.
Derby to Denlinger. Get it into the front court. Unauthorized use or rebroadcast of this program and live internet stream without the express written consent of Quincy Newspapers Incorporated, Wisconsin Broadcast Division is strictly prohibited and a violation of U.S. copyright law. Trent Denlinger laying down the law there, rebounding the bucket.
He set 2 screens, then rolled to the basket, and then got the offensive rebound. Boy, he was really active that possession.
You run into a Trent Denlinger screen, you know it.
Yeah, he is laying some wood, as they speak, as they say.
You always need to call out those screens that the one time your teammate doesn't, you run into that proverbial wall.
You turn around, you don't look at the guy setting the screen, you go look at your teammate and go, really, where were you?
And usually you get the, oh, sorry.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay. Dominican working for the last shot. Wilson to Taylor. Taylor to the bucket. Tipped in by Diamond Stone.
Basket by Diamond Stone.
That one will count. Let's look at it again. The drive and the tip in by Diamond Stone to beat the buzzer. We have played one half of basketball. Dominican leads Cuba City 34-24. Now, a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
When I was a kid, I loved to eat. Oh, food, and more food. Junk, loved it. Didn't matter what it was. This is kind of actually painful to look at. But you know what? Coming up, you're going to see what I look like now. That's not me. Come on, that's a beauty queen. Get her out of my story. That's me now. Much better. I just think it's important to set a good example for my daughter.
Skyward is critically important to the functioning of and operation of our school district. It provides us with the software and technology for student software, for financial software, for personnel software. A community values its school system when it sees that it can provide great services to its kids. Skyward provides that access. So the community itself is grateful to Skyward and the district for its partnership because it gives them greater confidence in their school district.
Cuba City Dance Team providing halftime entertainment here at the Kohl Center. 2 quarters in the books. This Division IV state championship game. Dominican Knights leading the Cuba City Cubans 34-24. Bob Radovich, Dan Witter back with you courtside. Dan, it was Dominican getting out to that 9-0 lead on the three-pointers. They've made a living from behind the arc. The margin is 10 right now.
Yeah, definitely the three-point shooting has been the difference. There was a kind of lull. Neither team scored for a while there, and I thought that gave Cuba City a chance to get their feet underneath them, and then they got a couple baskets. They're really not that far off, although if Dominican keeps shooting the three like they are, it could be trouble for Cuba City.
Cuba City hanging in there with the defense. It's forcing turnovers. They're getting points off those turnovers.
Right, and again, the turnovers are caused by trying to pass the ball, one extra pass, maybe a skip pass where you don't see a guy intercepting the lane, and so the 1-3-1 is difficult when you don't see it a lot.
We'll be back with first half stats and highlights. Right now, we send it up top to Jake Zimmerman.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. Yes, at halftime, Dominican with that 10-point lead over Cuba City. Well, let's take a look here. Every year, the Wisconsin Association of School Councils names its annual Spirit of Excellence Award winners. Let's take a look at this year's recipients.
On February 22nd, the Wisconsin Association of School Councils presented the 2012 Spirit of Excellence Award to Adams Friendship High School, the award's first two-time recipient. Portfolios vying for this prestigious award were submitted from across the state, celebrating each school's accomplishments in academics, athletics and the arts, sportsmanship, and service to the school and community.
I cannot think of another school more deserving than Adams Friendship High School to receive this award. The leadership you have demonstrated at the state level, not only through our organization, but through both hosting students' conferences and conventions, as well as at state tournaments, sets the bar for the entire state of Wisconsin.
Good schools and schools of excellence don't just have leadership. Yes, we have leadership from faculty and from administration, school board. Those are important leaderships of any system and school. The most important good leadership that you have comes from you, the student body. That's what makes you special. Not all schools have that.
It is with great honor that I, on behalf of the WASC, WIAA, and WASA, present Adams Friendship High School and the entire Adams Friendship community the Spirit of Excellence.
I'm really proud to be a student at Adams Friendship High School. The students are so great to each other. Everyone is involved in something or another. And we all try to support one another in everything, like go to games and cheer for the team. Last spring when there was a tornado, we all went out and supported those who got hit by the tornado. And we just try to do the best for the people around us.
Most impressive what the award means to me, it's a reflection of all of the things our kids are involved in. I mean, it's the cleanup after the tornado, it's helping with the Castle Rock Triathlon, the food pantry, any number of activities where our kids are really giving back to the community. And I think that's what this award reflects.
Our faculty at our school, far more than any faculty I've worked with, emphasizes relationships with our students. And I think they really value, our faculty values the importance of knowing that relationships are the basis for success in anything that we ask our students to do.
Congratulations also to our regional recipients. In Region 1, St. Croix Falls. In Region 2, Lakeland. In Region 3, Nina. In Region 4, Hamilton. And in Region 5, Waunakee.
Okay, there's a look at those recipients. Well, I'll tell you what, it's been such an exciting day here at the Kohl Center already with state championship Saturday. Had an amazing finish in Division 5. We got this great game going on in Division 4 as well. Let's take a look and run down what we've got coming up for you all day long right now as we show you the scores that we've had so far and what we've got coming up as well. Again, Sheboygan Lutheran won that first game on Sam Decker's amazing three-point shot. Sam Decker, by the way, finishes with 40 points today. Just an amazing finish as he hits a three-pointer with just a couple of seconds left, 67-66. He gives Sheboygan Area Lutheran the win. Then, as you see right now, Dominican and Cuba City with a 10-point lead in this D4 championship. After this, coming up later, GET going to take on Brillion for the Division 3 title. Then later tonight, after a little break at 6:35, we'll have Onalaska taking on Kaukauna for Division 2 title, and the big D1 title is going to be Milwaukee King against undefeated Germantown. That'll be about an 8:15 tip here at the Kohl Center. Just some of the great action that we've got coming up for you here on Championship Saturday. And right now, we're going to send it back down courtside for the start of the second half of action of this Division 4 championship. Take it away, Bob and Dan Witter.
Thank you, Jake. It was Dominican getting out to a 9-0 lead on 3 three-pointers. Cuba City, as we go to our highlights, getting back into it. The shots eventually start dropping. And a nice sequence here, Dan, with the extra pass.
Yeah, pass back for an open shot, knock down the three.
Nate Murray with the three right there. And then Jason Derby coming in off the bench, knocking down a couple of three-pointers to pull the Cubans a little closer. And then the Cuba City defense. Got a Division 4 record for steals, and here it pays off. Einer Fremo coming off the bench and knocking down the three. But Dominican able to answer the run, and they built that early lead from behind the arc. Dwayne Wilson.
As you mentioned, not just a short time, but way deep.
Yeah, deep three, and there's another one from Jamal Taylor as a team. Dominican 8 of 12 from behind the arc, then transition basketball. Wilson to Diamond Stone. Freshman throwing it down right there. First half stats, Dan, anything jump out at you?
Obviously the field goal percentage, 67% to 31%. Pretty much the 3 points, is as weird as it sounds, the percentage is the same. They just need to hit a few more shots. Cuba City talking about. And then Dominican, I'm sure they want to talk about not taking care of the ball, not turning it over as much as they did.
We'll be back after we take a look at leading scorers. Dwayne Wilson leading the way for Dominican. And Cuba City, good balance. Derby and Denlinger each with 6. We'll be back with that second half of action. But right now, a message from all of our local stations. This is your WIAA network station.
Also, be sure to stop by Buggy's Locker Room to purchase your WIAA State Championships merchandise at the Buggy's Locker Room locations. The stores are located in the concourse.
It'll be Dominican basketball as we get set to start this third quarter of action. Division IV state championship game. Dominican leading Cuba City 34-24. Dominican in the black jerseys, Cuba City in the whites. Breon Jordan with the basketball now for Dominican. Jamal Taylor long on that one, but the rebound tracked down by Wilson. He finds Breon Jordan short on the three. Jack Jelassic out to Dwayne Wilson.
Dwayne Wilson for three.
You give him enough opportunities, and eventually one of those is going down.
The offensive rebounds, you got to block out, and those are long rebounds, especially from where they're taking the shot. That was an opportunity that they had two stops, and then they just gave up the offensive rebound.
Brandon slots. Derby clears himself for the three and drains it. Jason Derby now 9 points, 3 of 4 from behind the arc. Jamal Taylor, 3 rims out, rebound Denlinger. Derby will now slow it up, give it to Slots. Dominican man-to-man, Vossen down to Denlinger. And another rebound for Diamond Stone.
They really like to run those screen rolls on the side.
Dwayne Wilson.
Dwayne Wilson.
Beat everybody down the court. Finished at the rim.
Got up quite high on that one.
Thought he might try to throw it down.
Off the glass, no for Slots. Here's Wilson again, kick out. Taylor over Denlinger.
Jamal Taylor.
Those guys shoot the ball really well too. Great form, great balance.
Wilson just a junior. Jamal Taylor is the senior. They both go 6'3", and as you mentioned, just excellent form on their outside shots. Cuba City undefeated this season, 27-0. Dominican 26-1. Only loss of the season to Germantown. We will see G-Town tonight in the Division I state championship game. Warhawks putting on a clinic last night.
Very impressive. That's been the talk of the day, is how good they are.
Denlinger rips down the rebound. And then taken away by Breon Jordan. And they're going to get Jordan on the foul. A near steal here.
Okay, he had the arm.
Reporting in for Dominican, number 12, Connor Schwartz, 42, Patrick Feldmeyer. Reporting in for Cuba City, number 34.
Connor Schwartz and Patrick Feldmeyer back in for Dominican.
Cuba City's in kind of a danger zone right now. They got to get a basket here somehow. They've gotten 3 or 4 good looks, just haven't had anything to go down.
Zach Adams, Nate Murray, 2 starters back in for Cuba City. Dominican outscoring Cuba City 7-3 in this third quarter. Denlinger going up strong, and he'll draw the foul.
He really uses his body well, positioning-wise, and got right to the rim.
Falls on number 33, Diamond Stone. That's his first.
We'll take another look at this one and see what Dan's talking about. Yeah, just got him sealed just enough. Trent Denlinger, 6'6", 270, also an honor student. Getting it done in the classroom as well.
Good-looking recruit for Wisconsin.
He was asked if he was disappointed that he didn't get a whole lot of D1 offers, and he said, nope, got to work at what you want. What he wants to do is play football for the Badgers. And
great attitude.
Well, and that program, that football program at the UW, has had a long list of players who started as walk-ons and wound up being great contributors. Breon Jordan gets out of the trap. Can't get the bucket, but he'll go to the line. The 2012 WIAA tournament is brought to you by Associated Bank. Sign up for Associated Bank checking today and get exclusive Packers checks featuring Aaron Rodgers himself. For details, visit AssociatedBank.com. A 2 for Breon Jordan. Now the Cubans looking to cut into this 13-point deficit. Try to go inside to Denlinger. Passes at his feet. Now Wilson. Pull up no, and Adams the rebound. Contact, and they will get the blocking foul. And look at Jerry Pettigrew.
Coach Pettigrew.
The coach helping up a player from the opposing team.
A little bit of everything. You looked at him, picked him up.
Jerry has seen just about everything in this game of basketball. And one of the things that I think just about everybody appreciates about Jerry Pettigrew is what he does for the game of basketball. It's not just his program. He really looks to advance high school basketball in the state of Wisconsin.
I won't say it's a full-time job. I would say it's his life. And along with his wife Joan too, they do a lot together for the association.
Very active in camps, meetings. Diamond Stone.
Diamond Stone.
Jerry Pettigrew knew, even though his team was undefeated, that they were going to have a big-time challenge in Dominican.
Well, and as he said, these guys are only going to get better.
Dwayne Wilson, left-handed off the glass. And Jerry Pettigrew wants a timeout to talk about it. The lead is 17. Dominican pushing out to a lead over Cuba City. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Everyone at Delta Dental is passionate and believes in what they're doing.
We're all very dedicated to our job.
We need our subscribers to have a positive experience.
To make sure that I've helped them as much as I possibly can.
We have less than 30 seconds before you get to talk to a real person.
That customer calling is going to remember the service that was delivered.
By working with Delta, we do make lives easier.
We are
Delta Dental of Wisconsin.
Okay, Edith, you are all set with the Packers checking account.
Thank you.
And we have a special gift for you.
Oh?
Hello, Edith.
Want more Aaron Rodgers in your life?
Oh, my.
Is that part of the deal?
Oh.
Get exclusive Packers checks featuring Aaron when you open a Packers checking account. For details, go to your nearest branch or visit us online.
So do you play canasta?
All the time.
I love that game.
Dominican led this one by 10 at the half. And now the Knights on a run. Little defense to offense right here, and Dwayne Wilson. Nicely done, switching hands right there.
Yeah, finished with the left hand, right-handed shooter.
8-1 run in the last 3 minutes. Dan, you said it a couple minutes ago. This was danger zone territory for Cuba City.
They needed a hoop.
Swatted
4-on-1
by Diamond Stone, who finishes on the other end. And the lead is 19. We saw this Thursday from Dominican. Colfax had cut it down to 6 points in the second quarter. Dominican able to finish strong in that second quarter and then really blew the game open in the third.
You see they have everything. They have size. You know, they can run the floor, they shoot the ball very well, and then they finish at the basket. Plus the defensive pressure that they can put on.
Vossen called him to walk. The other thing I've noticed about Dominican, too, is even though when they're playing up-tempo, it's under control.
Well, and that's what I said. Even their shots off the break, they stop and get on balance before they shoot the ball almost to a player. You don't see a lot of out-of-control shots or out-of-control drives to the basket.
Fourth trip to state for Dominican. They were state champions in 04 and 05. And a three-pointer by number 3, Jamal Taylor. Jamal Taylor with 13, his running mate Dwayne Wilson with 22. Diamond Stone with 9. And the 3 players that getting quite a bit of attention from that next level are coming up big today. You see what Dominican has done from distance today. Next one will be a record. Jamal Taylor to the bucket. Jamal Taylor.
There was talk that Dominican could play, you know, one of the better teams in the state at any level, and I think they're showing that right now.
That game they played against Germantown was close. See what happens here. Dwayne Wilson dropping one in.
I just saw Coach Pettigrew just said, wow.
Yeah, well,
and
Jerry knows good basketball, and he knows talent.
Yeah,
he knows talent. Denlinger, no. Bucket and the foul for Zach Adams.
Falls on number 1, Dwayne Wilson, his second, team's 5th, following the basket.
Well, you know Cuba City's going to battle.
Well, they're not going to quit.
A lot of pride in that program, and every one of these young guys grows up in that town looking forward to playing for Jerry Pettigrew.
Right.
That bar's been set awfully high, and one of those programs where one of the better games of the year is that alumni game.
Yeah, I would imagine that that's a hard-fought battle there.
Corey Vossen, short on the three-pointer. Now Taylor ahead to Breon Jordan. Can't finish the layup. Vossen able to come out of there with it. Now Slots. Murray passes on the three. They go inside Denlinger, who is fouled by Diamond Stone.
Still playing hard, taking the ball at the basket.
Trent Denlinger shooting 2.
Going back to that Dominican Germantown game, that was a close game, and then Warhawks able to get a run late in that ball game. They went on to win it 74-60. But since that game, Dominican has run the table.
Well, and the way they're shooting the ball tonight, I think they could play against anybody. And I'm not sure that's indicative of, you know, how they've shot all year long. They're 40% from the three-point line, so they are. That is very good.
That's pretty good. You would take that as a coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Extending that 1-3-1 a little bit.
That Germantown loss was the 3rd game of the regular season.
Yeah, you got to believe these young kids have gotten better and better. Not that Germantown hasn't, after what we saw last night. Good diagonal.
Sam Starkey able to finish. Slots, no at the buzzer. And after 3 quarters, it's Dominican leading Cuba City 56-32. Right now, a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station.
That's WIAA TV, where one-stop websites and archive
This WIAA game summary is brought to you by Skyward, creator of Skyward School Management System and Skyward Family Access, the best solution for Wisconsin school districts and parents. The hot shooting continuing for Dominican. You're also getting it done in transition. Dominican outscoring Cuba City 22-8 in that third quarter. Slots off the glass and in the bucket. Third quarter was key for Dominican on Thursday in that win over Colfax. Dominican outscoring Colfax 24-11 in that third quarter. Wilson hits the deck. That foul's going to go on Nate Murray. Just the second team foul on Cuba City this half. Jamal Taylor, Starkey trying to save it, goes out of bounds.
Even though he missed that shot, everything was on balance. Took one nice dribble into his shot and then went straight up and down with it.
Starkey, a nice story. Paul Wallersheim having some nice words for him the other day. Starkey, the salutatorian of his senior class. He's been a great guy to have in the locker room. He's got a high basketball IQ. Had a knee injury late in his sophomore year. Had season-ending surgery. Had another knee surgery after his junior season. Knees were bothering him in the summertime. Found some arthritis medication and has been better off from because of it.
Got to start tonight as a senior.
Yeah, nice gesture and get to close out his high school career on the floor of the Kohl Center. Connor Schwartz is back in for Dominican. That's him with the basketball, number 12. And now Corey Vosten's going to take it in and lay it in.
Just the quickness of Dominican. You can see that at times Cuba City would have turned other teams over, but just they're so quick to the ball and quick to reverse the ball.
Starkey swatted by Denlinger.
Denlinger can get up.
Returning for Dominican, number 10.
Yeah, for a big guy, he's a quick jumper, as they say.
Absolutely.
6'6", 270, he can slam dunk. And again, you see the athleticism.
And what you just talked about, quick jumper.
Murray denied by Diamond Stone. I checked if that was Zach Adams. That was blocked. Goes out of bounds off of Cuba City. It's Dominican basketball.
Boy.
Wilson pass to Diamond Stone goes off his knees.
Just quickness and gliding with the ball.
Feldmeyer out to Jamal Taylor. That was halfway down before it came out. Denlinger gets around Diamond Stone and scores.
Good use of his body in the backboard.
10 points now for Denlinger. He's the leading scorer for Cuba City. Tough to trap Dominican when you've got two excellent ball handlers with Wilson and Taylor, and Breon Jordan is good with the basketball as well.
Yeah, all three of those guys out top.
And Denlinger commits the personal foul.
Falls on number 50, Trent Denlinger. That's his second.
Second foul on Denlinger. Just 3 team fouls on Cuba City. Wilson trying to go inside. Now here's Nate Murray. Denied by Dwayne Wilson.
came from the middle of the lane, and you talked about that one layup he got up. He got up here.
He was well up on that backboard, and that's a 6'3" guard, Dan Witter.
Yeah, he was up there. Impressive.
Here's Derby. Going up high is Adams for the rebound. Off the glass, no. Got the tip in for Corey Vossen. Jerry Pettigrew wants some backcourt pressure. Knights get it to Jordan. He'll look to work some clock here. Now he'll launch the three-pointer. It's no good. Taylor going up high for the rebound. Sent to the floor. Denlinger going over to see if he's okay. And
Cuba City falls on number 50, Trent Denlinger.
Jamal Taylor looking to collect himself.
I would think he would think twice about the shot fake next time.
That's a lot of high school senior landing on top of you.
On the free throw line, Jamal Taylor shooting 2.
Taylor thinking to himself, that's why I'm going to college to play basketball, and that's why Mr. Denlinger is going to college to play football.
Yep.
Now Brandon Slots is going to clean up either a little perspiration or perhaps some blood there. With that, we will take a timeout. 4:05 to go here. Fourth quarter, Dominican on top of Cuba City, 56-40. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Save big money during the Menards March Madness sale. Keep your home dry with Barracuda pumps. This 1/3 horsepower model is $79. Stay protected even when the power goes out with this primary and battery backup sump system. $249. Get the job done fast and enjoy your yard with Yardman. This 3-in-1 mower has a 21-inch wide cutting path and 6-position height adjusters. It can bag, mulch, or side discharge. $199.
Save big money at Menards.
That was me, the slam dunk king. All right, that was me. 6 championships under my belt. I never got off the couch. So then one day I looked in the mirror and I saw my dad. Started playing basketball for real, but not with these giants. Or with him. There we go. Playing with Ben and James. Yeah. Almost dunked it. Soon I'll be able to dunk it.
Dominican, 4 minutes, 5 seconds away from a Division IV state championship. The Knights leading Cuba City 56-40. Diamond Stone into the record books here at the WIAA state tournament. He now has a Division IV state record, 19 blocks in 2 games. One more than Greg Steemsma had for Randolph. Steemsma 18. Greg Steemsma, of course, the former Wisconsin Badger, now playing in the NBA for the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, saw him a couple times. A few stories on him.
Doing well for himself.
Absolutely.
Corey Vossen looking to kick it. Knocked around. Here comes Jamal Taylor.
Jamal Taylor.
One of the leading scorers on the season for Dominican. Coming up big today, Jamal Taylor now with 18 points. Wilson has 24. Stone is sitting on 9. May not get the triple-double today. He had that on Thursday. Backed away that time, and Corey Vossen the strong finish.
Nice shot fake, and then kept his body in front of the defender. All 3 of these guys out front handle the ball very well, and that's been good against the 1-3-1. Even though they have turned it over a lot, they've also got a lot of open shots.
That open shot from Wilson rings off. Denlinger another rebound. And he has 12 in this game. So he'll have some good memories of this WIAA state tournament. probably not going to end the way he wants to as Dwayne Wilson takes a seat on press row. That may have been my laptop down there too, Dan.
Looked unattended.
Well, I'm over here.
Yeah.
There's only so much multitasking one guy can do. Derby. That three-pointer a little long. He gets it back. Derby taking it strong. Diamond Stone the block off the stone, out of bounds.
Reporting in Cuba City, number 4, Heiner Fremo.
Heiner Fremo back in for Cuba City is Jerry Pettigrew starting to go into his bench. Griffin Eckhart, number 30. 23 is Jordan Huber, and a nice hand for the starters from Cuba City.
Great season.
Jeff Mextro, number 32, in for Cuba City, and Paul Wallersheim will do the same. Derby, 3, no good. Diamond Stone, another rebound.
We've only seen the beginning for Diamond Stone. That's amazing.
Yeah, just a freshman. If you look at the players Dominican loses, they lose a very good one in Jamal Taylor. They also lose Breon Jordan, who's a very solid senior, but some good players coming back, starting with Dwayne Wilson and Diamond Stone. They also bring back Jelassic. He's just a sophomore now. He'll be a junior next year, and you look down to his reserves and see guys like Feldmeyer, a 6'6 junior. So I don't think the cupboard will be bare at Dominican for some time.
I think that's what you would call a solid nucleus returning.
I believe you would have that, and they'll have that target on their back.
Absolutely, and I'm sure their scheduling will be, they did play Germantown this year, and I'm sure some Division I schools will be glad to play them and test both teams.
On the other side, Cuba City will graduate some solid seniors. Corey Vossen, Nate Murray, Trent Denlinger, Zach Adams. And then, of course, the question of the coach, Jerry Pettigrew. He's been at this very, very long, and he's really brought the energy, and he's still at the top of his game. But he's talked about how he and his wife are going to head south, have a conversation, and make a decision.
Yeah, and he said it's usually taking him some time. This year he might do it a little bit quicker. He hasn't made any decisions now. There was talk that if he won a state championship, he would be done and whatnot. I think, coaches are coaches. I'm not sure championships dictate whether you leave or stay. A little ragged now towards the end. Guys getting in the game for the first time.
Jalen Daniels, the pass across to Brian Marquez. He's thrilled. Knocks in a bucket. Jeff Mextro, no. Heiner Fremo in the lane. Knocked around. Connor Schwartz coming out of there with it. Quentin Miller. All in the travel. Well, I think as a coach, when a season's over, it's nice to kind of just get away mentally and physically.
Well, it's tough to make a decision when the season, even if it's just right over. You need to get away for a little bit and have some perspective. Otherwise, the season can be draining on you, and you're like, man, you really use a break. But then maybe a week or so later, you think, boy, I'm excited for next year.
Let's get going. Let's start planning for next season.
Right.
But you know one thing, every one of these kids on this Cuba City team, and all the way through, at some point later in their lives, they'll look back and say, we had the privilege of playing for Jerry Pettigrew.
Right, and you've heard players talk about John Wooden and people like that, that have made a difference in their lives, and I think Coach Pettigrew would definitely do that for these kids.
Like so many coaches, too, it's not necessarily the wins and losses, it's having those former players coming back and finding out what they're doing in their lives, and you hope they're successful in life.
Well, athletics is all about life skills, discipline, team play. I mean, that's what businesses are looking for. That's what people that are hiring people are looking for, being able to play, work within a team environment, and that's what it's taught through high school athletics especially.
Jerry will get some new players into the game. You mentioned some of the guys in for Dominican, also in Adam O'Neill. Preston Dressler into the game for Cuba City. Nathan Wallenhorst. Greg Ganter. Alex Murphy. So everybody on this Cuba City roster and everybody on the Dominican roster can say they played in a state championship game. Alex Murphy will have a chance to get himself into the scoring column. Foul goes on Max Pignotti.
Alex Murphy on the free throw.
Still an awful lot of spirit in that Cuba City section. They've made this trip to state any number of times. They always turn out in good numbers and bring a lot of energy.
Well, this game can't be, the indication of your whole season. There's many highlights throughout this year that these fans have been a part of. So I mean that sectional final when you know you're going to Madison, there may be not a better feeling other than winning a state championship. It's not only relief, but it's just such an excitement that all the work you've done has come to fruition. So you can get down to Madison.
Yeah, nobody wants to leave the gym on that day when you win it. This state championship is going to go to Dominican. The Knights going to close out an outstanding season with just one loss. 27 wins, 2 wins down here at state. They will collect their third state title. 04, 05, and 2012. The Knights from Dominican will bring a state championship trophy back home to Whitefish Bay. The Knights over Cuba City, 61-43 is the final. We'll be back in a bit to hand out some hardware, but right now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station.
Once again, remind everyone to remain seated. For the award ceremony.
Time now for our award ceremony. Let's send it across court to PA announcer Rick Torgerson.
The WIAA Board of Control invites you to participate in the award ceremony for these 2 fine teams that have just completed your tournament competition. Making the presentation will be Keith Posley. He's Regional Executive Specialist at Milwaukee Public Schools. Brian Bussler, District Administrator of Oregon Public Schools. Mark Gobler, Principal of Luck High School and President of the WIAA Board of Control. They will be assisted by WIAA Associate Director and Basketball Tournament Director, Deb Hauser. Cuba City Cubans, when I read your name, would you please step forward to receive your medals? Number 2, Brandon Slotts. Number 4, Einar Fremont. Number 10, Jason Derby. Number 12, Nathan Wallenhorst. Number 20, Preston Driesler. Number 22, Corey Vossen. Number 23, Jordan Huber. Number 30, Griffin Eckhart. Number 32, Jeff Meckstroth. Number 34, Zach Adams. Number 40, Greg Ganter. Number 42, Nate Murray. Number 44, Alex Murphy. And number 50, Trent Denlinger. Now would head coach Jerry Pettigrew please step forward to receive the team trophy.
Put her up there, bud. Go ahead.
And now for the Division 4 champion, Dominican Knights. Please step forward when I call your name. Number 1, Dwayne Wilson. Number 3, Jamal Taylor. Number 4, Jalen Daniels. Number 10, Breon Jordan. Number 12, Connor Schwartz. Number 14, Max Pignotti. Number 22, Adam O'Neill. Number 24, Quentin Miller. Number 25, Jack Jelassic. Number 33, Diamond Stone. Number 34, Sam Starkey. Number 42, Patrick Fettelmeyer. And number 44, Brian Marquez. Now would head coach Paul Wallersheim please step forward to receive the team trophy. Congratulations to both the Cuba City Cubans and the Dominican Knights.
Third state championship for the Dominican Knights. Very impressive in this 2012 tournament. 2 big wins to earn a state championship. It is time now for the Wisconsin Corn Growers Play of the Game, brought to you by the Wisconsin Corn Growers Association, working hard to provide food and fuel to America. Nice bucket right there by the senior Sam Starkey. That is your Play of the Game from the Wisconsin Corn Growers Association.
The starting flag isn't the only thing green at racetracks around the country. More and more race cars are going green by using an ethanol blend. Even NASCAR is fueling up with Sunoco Green E15 for the first time this year. And where does ethanol come from? Corn. Produced by Wisconsin farmers and others like them across the country. The Wisconsin Corn Growers Association. From race cars to your car. Power, performance, and now a promise for a cleaner future. And that's good for all of us.
To be heard is a powerful thing. When you help someone speak, you're not only giving them a voice, you're giving them an identity. by amplifying the voices of educators, speaking out for programs like special education, WIAA speaks for me and my students. Add your voice to the conversation at Speak Out Wisconsin on Facebook.
Skyward Family Access has been a great tool for our family. They are able to stay on top of all their assignments and tests. I also find that having 3 kids in 3 different schools allows me to keep up with each child so much easier using the Skyward Family Access. The thing for me is that I can communicate with their teachers, and they now give me progress reports every week about my kids and what they're doing. And I just think that's invaluable.
For Dominican, 4 trips to the WIAA State Tournament, 3 straight titles. Right now, a couple of nights, and head coach Paul Wallersheim standing by with Brian Groff.
All right, thank you very much, Bob. Well, Paul, it's been a few years since you've been over here holding that gold trophy. 2005, the last time, capping off back-to-back. What is it like to pick up that trophy again and hold it up in the air? I bet it doesn't get old, does it?
It never gets old, and, when it's been 7 years, it's even sweeter for sure.
You've had a lot of battles with Cuba City over the years. It seems like you'd meet up in the sectionals, and you get here to the state championship. They come in with an undefeated record. What was the key for your team today?
I thought, early on with all the turnovers we had, I thought our defense kept us in the game and allowed us to maintain a lead, because we had 13 turnovers in the first half. Their 1-3-1 was really effective, but they were really struggling to score against us.
All right, Dwayne, we're going to bring you in here. 24 points for you this afternoon. Your team shoots 67% in the first half. What was the key to all the good looks?
The key was just drive and attack, get open shots, be poised, and just be patient.
You've played Cuba City over the years. This team is a program, and they have a lot of tradition, but you guys have a lot of tradition as well. What does that mean to add to the collection with this gold championship trophy here today?
It means a lot. Like, this team been together for maybe 3-4 years. Like, we always wanted this, and we finally got one.
All right, congratulations. We'll move on to Jamal here. 18 points. What a terrific team effort for your guys out here today.
Yeah, man. We out there, we played together, and we brought the gold ball back home to the Dominican.
How motivated were you guys? You think back to the beginning of the season that you wanted to get down here. You had a team that could very well come and make a state championship run, and you guys very well did it.
Yeah, we ever since last year, we lost in the same spot 3 years in a row. So this year, we started last year right after the season. Coach started us getting away from getting the gym so we could live for this moment, and we did it.
If you had the trophy, you were walking over here. You had to give it up for the interview. I bet it's around somewhere so you can grab it again.
Yeah, I didn't want to let it go. I got to hold it. This is my last year. It's lovely, man. It's lovely.
That's right. Hold it nice and tight. Congratulations. Thank you very much for your time. We'll send it back courtside.
All right, thanks, Brian. Knights obviously very happy. There's only one team in each division that gets to walk out holding that gold trophy, and this year it's Dominican in Division 4.
Yeah, they did a great job. Shot the ball well early, and they said they overcame all the turnovers. But just their physical play, their quickness, I was really impressed with they just played solid. Not with there was not a lot of herky-jerky stuff. It was solid. All shots were on balance, and things went well for them.
And they did that in 2 games here at the state tournament. Let's check out some highlights from this ball game in the second half. Cuba City getting a nice boost off the bench from Derby. 3 3-pointers off the bench, giving the Cubans a nice little lift. And then Corey Vossen closing out his stellar high school career with a nice putback. But Dominican, they jumped out to that 9-0 lead. Cuba City made it a 3-point game after a while, and then just too much Dominican. Diamond Stone. And then you have Wilson. He was 9 of 13 from the floor. A nice finish here. He wound up with 24 points. And then Taylor from behind the arc, knocking down a 3. The 3 players we profiled from Dominican all stepping up today. Let's check out some final stats. And Cuba City battled, but 28%. They would have needed a much higher shooting percentage, especially when your opponent is shooting 51% from the floor.
Yeah, they tried to overcome some of that with the turnovers, but you can't. 28% is not going to win too many basketball games.
And you talked about Dominican, how well they play. I think that's reflected in the assist column as well, 16 assists. Dwayne Wilson, 24. Jamal Taylor, 18. Diamond Stone, 9 points, but he was definitely a presence inside at just a freshman. Corey Vossen and Trent Dellinger leading the way for Cuba City. Dan, it's been a pleasure working with you again.
Absolutely. Great time.
Good stuff here at the state tournament. Dan and I are going to step aside Coming up in just a bit will be the Division III state championship game, but right now let's send it up top to Jake Zimmerman.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. Hey, we are just getting started here on state.